You're the new chairman of the City AFC. Firstly, I suppose, how do you feel at getting the role?
Yeah, I suppose it's a bit of a strange one. It's not something you grow up aspiring to be as the chairman of a football club. But look, I was approached a while back, and to be honest, initially I was a bit sceptical about the thing, because the reason being, if I take on a role, I throw myself into it, and on home and spoke to Diane, and in fairness, if I didn't have her back, and I wouldn't do it. She's been brilliant for me, as of all my family, because they know how much time and effort I put into the place. So I suppose once I got my head around it, and working in the background up until the AGM tonight, I'm looking forward to it. I've, I suppose, been involved in off the pitch matters before, at the start and the reformation, and even with my job I'd be involved in a lot of stuff relating to committee work in terms of plans and budgets and the like. So it's nothing new in that regard. So looking forward to it. I know there's a lot of work he's done. It's been a poor season, and when I spoke at the end of the season, I said that there needed to be, I suppose, an acceptance of what has happened. She did then a review what we've done, and then trying to fix it. So I'm hoping this is part of fixing it. We've got Stuart in, a great appointment. I think he'll do really well. Great enthusiasm. I'm working with him now, I suppose, most days for the last couple of weeks. So it's up to me and the committee then to make sure we provide him with as best a chance as possible to try and get us promoted.
In terms of off the pitch, then, what do you envisage sort of happening going forward? If you had a message to the supporters, in terms of, for this club to progress and take a next step, whether that's, obviously getting back into the championship on the pitch, but in terms of progressing things off the pitch as well.
Yeah, well, look, it's something I've been thinking about and preparing for over the past couple of weeks. I've set a vision in place, which I spoke to the members about tonight. And if you don't have that vision, you're not going to have a plan as to how to get there. I know where I want us to be. I want us to be back in the Premiership, as does Stuart, which is why he came here. And I suppose people laughed, 13, 14 years ago when we were Intermediate B, and I said at the time I wanted to get us back to the Premiership, and we did it in 5 years. It's not going to be easy. It's far from easy, but I think the fans would be excited initially. Stuart coming in, and that's what we want to do. We want to change that narrative pretty quickly, because there obviously is huge disappointment, 2 relegations in a row, which is, as I've said before, it's unacceptable. It shouldn't be happening, but it is what it is. We have to try and fix it. So I suppose it's just now, hopefully the fans will know what I'm about. They know how much the club means to me. They know how hard I'll work, and hopefully we can as a group, work as hard as need to be to make sure we're progressive on and off the pitch, because there is a serious amount of work to be done off the pitch.
It would be remiss not to obviously pay tribute to our outgoing chairman, Martin McLaughlin. He's been at the helm since the club reformed in 2013. 12 years is a long time to be at the helm of any club. But you suppose you want to build on the work and the foundations that he's led over that period of time.
Yeah, look, 13 years. It's not an easy role. And sometimes you're there getting criticised, but there aren't too many people putting their hands up to do the same job. So it's a huge credit to Jock for what he's done. It's a long period of time, and he's represented the club in a great manner. So it's up to me to continue that. I do things in my own way, in a different manner. It's not to be critical of anybody else. It's my way of doing things. Of plans in place, aiming high for the club. But I know there's a serious amount of hard work to be done. That work has already started. I've been working in the background in preparation for it. So we'll just continue to do that. The plans in place. It's making sure that those plans come to fruition.
And just finally, you touched on there, the work's already started. It's not a case of it starts today or it starts tomorrow. But now you're officially confirmed as chairman. Just finally, how much are you looking to really getting your teeth into it, and sort of progressing this along with the committee that's already there, and bringing everybody, I suppose, that's associated with the club on board?
Yeah, because you're not officially announced, we need to be speaking to businesses, because we need to make Newry City Football Club an attractive place to be. It's not a case of going cap in hand. We need to set up a vision, which I spoke about earlier. We need a business plan in place. We need to attract people here. People should want to come here, want to be involved in it. Should it be a fan, a sponsor, or whatever it might be? That needs to happen. I've said it before, and look, I've been critical myself of the committee over the years. I'm going to hold myself to the same standards that I would expect of them. I'll make sure that I do as much as possible to make sure we're successful off the pitch, and I'll be making sure that there's high standards for the committee, and for the team. Whatever, we have to aspire high. We're not happy with where we are, but we're here for a reason. Mistakes have been made. take it in the chin. We just need to fix them. So we sit and analyse it, put a business plan in place. We'll have our first committee meeting, put plans in place to try and fix things and fix things. There's a huge amount of work to be done. We need to bring sponsors in. We need to bring more fans back. That only happens with success, but they come hand in hand. If we're successful off the pitch, then success comes on the pitch a whole lot easier. So looking forward to it. I'm hoping that the fans are excited. They know me. They know what I've done sort of on the pitch, and I'm hoping I can match that off it.